Hi guys, welcome to a new addition to the General Jerry channel, one shot review. Pretty much I've written a few things down in regards to WWE RAW, and today we are going to be talking about that today, because that's pretty much how I summed up the show. I haven't watched the WWE RAW show in a year actually. I haven't watched it. And this is my introduction to it. So a lot of people ask me, I'll watch it when Ed shows up. No, because I want to see how they are midway. Now, it's a little bit unfair. I'm not going to be very fair with the grade at the end of the show because there was a snow blizzard. I want to say this straight off the bat. See, these people that were saying that this show is going to be cancelled should probably be ashamed of yourselves. I made a video literally yesterday. If you want to see that, it's the most truthful video that's going on today in wrestling journalism. But we're here to talk about WWE RAW today. So first of all, the snow blizzard didn't really have much of an effect, really, on the show. But we're gonna be quite light with it because I think there was a few people that were supposed to be there that couldn't be there. Whatever. We're gonna be quite light on this kind of show as well. Okay. First of all, I just want to say this. The WrestleMania logo looks pretty fucking cool. It's actually the coolest logo I think I've seen in quite some time. They've got like a parrot flag and a sword. It looks actually pretty cool. It's actually one of the coolest WrestleManias I think I've seen in like 10 years. So, first thing is the Randy Orton segment. I'm going to talk about that. A lot of people want my kind of thoughts on it. Jerry, what do you think of it? Some people said it was boring because they didn't say anything. Some people said it was horrible. I thought it was great. And the reason why I say this is great is because this is legit the only kind of half-decent thing. You see, Randy Orton is so good at like kind of conveying emotion that by him not saying much and actually looking regret actually invoked more audience from the crowd. This is something that these indie guys do not know how to do. They don't know how to work a crowd. They're too fast, they're too forward. Randy Orton knows how to take his time, but knows how to get that sweet spot, like, you know, where he doesn't take too long, alright? And that's the problem in reality. I thought it was very good, the way he kept saying it, people kept booing him. He kept trying to say something, people kept booing him. He tried to say something else, people kept booing him. He was getting a lot of hate. That's what an actual wrestler should be doing. That's what a heel wrestler should be doing, okay? So, for all these wrestlers, these so-called heel wrestlers that are just rushing, and some of the heel wrestlers on this show are absolutely god-awful. We're going to talk a little bit about them in the show, but I thought Randy Orton's kind of segment was pretty cool. He actually conveyed story, which is something that's very lacking in wrestling today. Randy Orton walking out was very good, where he just, I can't do this, and just walked out. That's good. It builds emotion. You want to see more of it, okay? That's good. A lot of people say, oh, well, nothing happened. Instant. No, it's a slow build, okay? It's a slow build. There's sometimes a slow build can be terrible. Sometimes a slow build can be good. This is an example of a slow build that can be good. And I'm glad WWE are taking their time with it because it actually looks pretty semi-decent, okay? And they obviously talk about that. Pretty good, and this was the right decision by WWE, so WWE did an amazing job on that. Okay, Lana versus Liv Morgan. Just want to say this, Lana, you know, I'm available. If you want to marry me at any point, that's totally fine by me. That's literally the only good thing I'm going to talk about this segment because the rest of it was boring. Liv Morgan's actually, some people are saying that she's improving. The match itself was complete and utter boring. I don't think that they should, like, see these so-called there's a lot of throwaway matches, by the way, on Raw, like a lot of burial matches, and I get that you want to have a burial match to kind of push the story forward, but whenever you're just outright destroying some of your talent, it looks ridiculous, because Lana actually at one point was favourable, and they've completely ruined that with this Bobby Lashley, like, Rusev thing, or whatever, I don't care. Who gives a shit? It was a very boring match. Didn't particularly like it. Ruby Riott came out and people were like, hey, Ruby Riott, yay! Like, this is the first of two women that came out with very short haircuts. And I'm not gonna say any more than that because yeah. Oh, YouTube's a weird place, yo. So apparently Ruby Rack came in. Stevie Wonder could literally see that she was gonna turn heel. He was just like, yes, I could see that. That's literally, like a blind person could literally see Ruby Riott was gonna turn on Liv Morgan. She kicked her, blah blah, they did the punch in or whatever. Apparently MT are feuding. I don't really care that much about the Riott Squad. I mean, Liv Morgan's pretty good. I don't really care that much about Ruby Riott, to be honest with you. But yeah, overall the segment was kind of terrible. Drew McIntyre versus Mojo Rawley. It made the 24/7 championship a joke. And I know it's supposed to be a joke, but it's like, you know, I get it. Like, you know, Riley gets completely destroyed. I have to say, Drew McIntyre looks the best he's ever been in. Some people are turning on him already, saying he's boring and stuff. I think Drew's pretty cool, to be honest with you. I'm actually looking forward to him main event WrestleMania. And I think he'll do a good job against Brock Lesnar. Also as well, he has probably one of the best named sound moves called the Claymore. It's a pretty cool name. I know it's been going on for like years now, but I just generally think it's a cool name. It's actually a cool name, and it's a cool move as well. It's like a drop, kind of one-sided, like one kick. It's pretty cool, to be honest. Quite enjoyed it. Did enjoy the match though. It was just like a burial match, and that sums up this entire night. There's no real good matches. It was just ultimate burial matches. Speaking of matches from the opposite spectrum, the matches that went on too much, Kevin Owens and the Viking Raiders versus Buddy Murphy and AOP. Generally couldn't give a flying goddamn about this match. It went on way too long. People said this was amazing. I found it boring. I'm sick, sore, and tired of Raw having massive groups just shoveling in stars in tag matches for the sake of it. There is no high stakes, and that's the problem with Raw. There's no high stakes in some of these matches. There's none. And by literally just cropping in these wrestlers for the sake of just piling them in all at once, I get that. Sometimes it can work. A perfect example is when Hulk Hogan and Scott Hall was against The Rock and Stone Cold. That made sense. That kind of makes sense. Sometimes a story can dictate for tag matches to generally happen. If they're crisscrossing, it can be legitimately cool. This, on the other hand, was not cool. They're trying to build all that and all. Murdy and AOP defeated KO and Raiders via pinfall. Personally, I didn't particularly like it. Some of the wrestling moves were kind of cool, but overall, I just, I don't know, I just didn't particularly like it. Aleister Black versus Eric Young, just completely and utterly boring. I was legit bored. Eric Young looks pretty kind of cool in this. I generally want to see more of Eric Young, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. Eric Young gave Aleister Black more of a fight than he gotten for in recent weeks, but it's still no match for apparently fucking... I don't like Aleister Black, and I want to explain why, and a lot of you are going to get pissed off, but I'm going to explain why I don't like Aleister Black. Aleister Black is pretty much a DLA version, and if you don't know what DLA is, please look that up. It's a Northern Irish term. I'm not going to explain it to Americans. But he's a DLA version of Baron the Boring Corbin. Also as well, he does exactly what other wrestlers do. For example, I will now reenact every single wrestler after a match during a promo. Are you ready, kids? Aye, aye, Captain. I remember when I was young. I'm Aleister Black. Boring. Stop that, okay? I hate wrestlers that do this, and now Randy started this trend off. You know, you talk about mumble rappers. Randy Orton started this trend of the long drawn promo. I remember. I'm Randy Orton. Now Randy can do it well, but some of these wrestlers are like copying Randy's kind of promo, and it just looks weird. Just because Randy has tattoos does not mean you can act the same in regards to his promo. I don't like this guy, Aleister Black. I think he's boring, and I'm sick and tired of people legit saying that he's amazing. He's not amazing. He's just a generic, tattooed, fucking, what's the word for it? Skinny, fat wrestler. So, if you're offended by that, good. I don't particularly like him. I find him very, very boring, and I found the whole segment boring. Rey Mysterio versus Angel Garcia was pretty decent match, to be honest. It was one of the best matches. Seeing Rey Mysterio in there as well was pretty cool. Obviously, disqualification, whatever, which kind of ruined it a little bit. I kind of wanted it. Out of everything, this needed a victory, because all the rest have either been disqualification, or been forced, or been squash matches, which is what Raw has become now. Like, I think they need to put more effort in that. But overall, it was pretty decent, to be honest. Rhea Ripley challenged Charlotte Flair to face her for the NXT Championship. This is probably the best curveball I've seen. I'm glad that they're not doing her versus Becky. It looks like Charlotte might actually compete for the NXT Championship. If that is the case, I'm more than welcome to it, because I think Charlotte in the title picture... No, I don't want her in the title picture. She's won it goddamn 10 times. You know what I mean? She's entering John Cena territory, and whenever you enter John Cena territory, there's no coming back. You know what I mean? It's like you've won everything. Where do you go from there? And I think a lot of the time with Charlotte Flair, while I think she's very, very talented, I think that she's winning so goddamn much that she has nothing else to go for. Apart from the, as I said, the NXT Championship, which I think is a little bit different. It's a lot better. The promo wasn't great though between the two, to be honest. People, I honestly, I think the girl Rhea Ripley's pretty decent, to be honest with you, and Charlotte Flair's pretty good, so at least that might be a wee bit better. Asuka, not Oksana, I said her name right, so for all you people, Asuka, versus Natalya. I mean, I didn't really particularly care about the match with her and Natalya. What I didn't like... Oh yeah, there's more stuff here. So, Ricochet, by the way, had a boring promo. He's like, stuttering and shit. He's like, I know that, I'm underrated. It's like the same Sami Zayn style promo that we've seen like 100 times. I'm an underdog. I'm like, if all these underdogs are winning, then you're not an underdog. And I'm sick, sore, and tired of this underdog story. I'm just sick and tired of it. With Kofi Kingston, it made sense. But WWE now recently, since this whole Daniel Bryan thing, have just forced this underdog thing. You can use the underdog thing. For example, Daniel Bryan, it worked. With Kofi Kingston, it worked. But forcing it, I don't know. I think Ricochet's going to get demolished. And I kind of hope he does. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't particularly like him. He just looks like a default character on WWE 2K20. You know, without the glitchy face and the face like flying off that way. He just looks like a bald man. I don't like that does indie moves. Don't really see what's great about him. I'll check him out next week. But all these people saying Ricochet's amazing. I can't really see what the whole great thing is about that. Just saying. Eric Young, as I said, versus Aleister Black. Good to see Eric Young back, but, you know, Aleister Black, obviously, boring promo and stuff. And as I said there about the breathing, Charlotte Flair promo, blah, 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 blah. Right, let's get into the Becky Lynch, okay? I haven't seen Becky in a while. First of all, I want to say this. A lot of people are telling me that a lot of her promos are forced, like she's trying to act cool, when in reality she's not. I can see where people are coming from with this. I felt Becky's promo was incredibly weak at best. I thought it was boring. And then, like, there was a part where it just was so cringy, where the other pirate lady girl, Asian girl, whatever, went over to hit Becky, and then she ducked and kicked her and went, "Huh, I'm Superwoman!" Like, and then she was wearing these sunglasses, which, it's just like, she's trying to act like, do you know, like that guy in school that, like that girl in school that like thinks that she's, you know, one of the lads, and she thinks that everyone likes her, when in reality, people just like smile and nod, not to just kind of like you're not scared of her, but you just want to, like, I don't want to upset her, like I don't want to take her down a pedestal, you know what I mean? That's Becky now. I think Becky's incredibly talented. I just think that her General Jerry and I'll just say it, it's a General Jerry impersonation. Like, her last name is Y. She's acting like a downgraded version of General Jerry, but in female form. And she's ginger. And she's also wearing the leather jacket, which I always wear. I'm not wearing it now. And then she was wearing, like, legit the sunglasses. Right? I might be joking about the General Jerry impersonation. Or am I? But I'm just saying, you know, it kind of, like, if you look at, like, old General Jerry from ETA and Becky Lynch now. Just saying. I'm just saying. I'll let you decide. Is Jerry fucking with us, or is he being serious? I'm gonna do a Paul Heyman. Anyway, Lashley versus Seth Rollins versus Ricochet. It was a decent match. The reason why I liked it is because Brock just buried Ricochet, and it was absolutely hilarious. So yeah, the match was actually pretty good though, joking aside. There was a few interruptions, but the interruptions didn't overshadow the match. Pretty decent main event overall. I'm gonna give this Raw, a 5. No, maybe that might be hard. We're gonna give it a 5 out of 10. I can't give it a 6 because it didn't really invoke. It wasn't above average, okay? But usually this would have got a 4 or maybe a 5.5. But you're gonna get a 5 because obviously with the snow shit and, you know, and I don't even, like, people are just complete and utter melters because they said that apparently there's not gonna be a Raw show. Fucking idiots. So this is gonna be a new segment we're doing, which is called One Shot Review. I'm going to try, I can't promise my children, but I'm going to try and do a Raw and SmackDown one shot. Well, we're going to call it SmackDown spoilers because y'all want SmackDown spoilers back, so I might do SmackDown spoilers. And also, I might try and review NXT when I have time, okay? I can't watch all of this shit. I have a life, people, okay? I mean, I'm dying inside, but I legit have a life outside of this. I don't want to keep watching wrestling, so anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. This is General Jerry on the General Jerry channel, signing out. Also, please subscribe. We're nearly at 5,000. I don't usually do this, and I don't ask a lot from you guys, but please subscribe to the channel. We're literally at nearly 5,000, and also please like the video, because a lot of you guys are commenting. It would be nice, because it does actually help the video. And it helps us get a new audience. And I don't usually say this in videos, but like if I'm going to do videos, like, I would really love for you guys to like the video. It would be really much appreciated. Up to yourselves. Spare a little like there, you know. Let's see if we can hit fucking 5,000 likes. No, I mean, just like the video if you enjoyed it. Alright. Thank you very much. This is General Jerry on the General Jerry channel. Signing out. Lana, will you please marry me?